Right. Simple, complex, and compound sentences. So what are your problem areas? What sort of difficulties you're facing? Write all your problems. Write all your problems. We are going to discuss all those things now. Now, what are these simple, complex, and compound sentences? Why are they important? How are we going to use them in our writing tasks? Right. Simple, complex, and compound sentences in OET writing task. Okay. Fine. Yes. So now we have some styles. Okay. Now let us think about these things. We'll take some sentences. Sentences are ordinary sentences versus special sentences. Ordinary sentences versus special sentences. Now, what are the differences? What are the differences here? Can you, anybody, tell me the differences between ordinary sentences and special sentences? You write whatever you want, no problem. You can just tell according to your knowledge, what are ordinary sentences and what are special sentences. Okay. It is not clear. What is not clear? Okay. What is not clear? You writing. Okay. Is it clear now? Is that clear? Anybody else? Dipana, is that clear?
Clear in the sense the visuality?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Whatever
visible.
I'm typing
Yeah.
on the, so is it? Yeah, it's clear. Okay, fine. Thank you. So, right now, we are taking two sentences, suppose. We are taking two sentences. The first sentence is, he, okay, for example, George is very weak. Second sentence is, George cannot walk. Now, these are two ordinary sentences. This is an ordinary sentence. OS stands for ordinary sentence. OS stands for ordinary sentence. So now these two sentences can be joined in different ways. I want you all to write these two sentences, joining and making it to one special sentence. I am giving you time. You can write the sentences. Please, in the chat box. George is very weak. One sentence. George cannot walk is another sentence. So these are the two sentences. Now you join these two sentences and write into one sentence. Write as many sentences as possible. Write maximum. Yes, students have started writing. Very good. Write down as many sentences as possible. And see that every sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. There's a rule. Yeah. Write down as many sentences, because if you do not brainstorm, if you do not start activating your vocabulary, you can never do again. Because I am going to showcase in many ways. Yes. Go ahead and write. Okay. Go ahead and write these sentences. Very good. Very good. One by one, you have started writing. That's really fine. Yeah. So, if you cannot write today, tomorrow it's very difficult for you to write. So learn, because I'm teaching you the basics of how to join two sentences into one particular sentence. Yeah. Welcome, Dr. Imran Rashid Kirmani from Saudi Arabia, currently, originally from Kashmir. Welcome
Thank you,
to
sir.
our session.
Thank you, sir.
So these are additional sessions other than your writing correction. These, if you attend these sessions, so you can use quality sentences, all of you. So write, all of you, try to write, okay, into one particular sentence. Now these are called simple sentences, ordinary sentences. Now these ordinary sentences can be converted or combined. This is called conjugation of sentences or synthesis of sentences. Okay. Conjugation, joining two sentences. Okay. Conjugation means joining two sentences. Okay. We are going to consider special sentences now. Special sentences now. Yeah. Now we are going to consider special sentences. Okay. So these are ordinary sentences. The first category is the ordinary sentences. Okay. Right. The first category is the ordinary sentences. Right. Okay. Very good. Many students are writing sentences. Many students are writing sentences. Okay. Right. Okay. So some sentences are right, some sentences are wrong, but no problem. No problem. Right. Right. Okay. Now here, these three. Yeah. Now let us see. Okay. They are considered into three types. Number one is A. Okay. A. Simple sentence. Oh, simple sentence is an ordinary sentence. No, simple sentence is a very special sentence. Simple sentence is a very special sentence. Then complex sentence. Then compound sentence. So simple, complex, and compound sentence. These are three special sentences. So you can change these two, you can join these two sentences and make one sentence using simple style or complex style or compound style. Now let us see simple sentence. Okay. So now simple sentence. What do you mean by simple sentence? What do you mean by complex sentence? Everything is a sentence. These are also sentences, ordinary sentences. Ordinary sentence. Now, ordinary sentence means what? Simple sentence means what? Complex sentence means what? Compound sentence. So, sentence by default, every sentence has a subject and a verb. So, this is the subject. This is the subject. Okay. And this is the verb. Okay. Now, this is the subject. And this is the verb. So, there is a subject and there is a verb. So, when there is a subject and a verb, one subject and one verb, it is called ordinary sentence. It is called ordinary sentence. Only one subject and only one verb. Now, when you join these two sentences, and still you have only one subject and one verb, then it is called a simple sentence. That is very difficult. Actually, simple sentence is the most difficult one. More than complex and compound. Complex and compound are a little bit easier, not a lot easier. But simple sentence is confusing. So, now let us see how we are going to make simple sentence. These two sentences, ordinary sentences, into simple sentence. Now we are transforming it into simple sentence. Right. This is the most dangerous one. That's why I give the red mark. So, here you can write like this. George is too weak to walk. George is too weak to walk. Now here, George and George. Two times George was there, but here you got only one George. So this is the subject here. And only one verb is there. So one subject and one verb, even after adding two sentences, then it is called a simple sentence. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. Remember that. It's a little bit difficult. George is too weak to walk. George is too weak to walk. Next, we are making it into complex sentence. Complex sentence. So here also one subject and one verb. Here also one subject and one verb. But this is a combination of two sentences, you know that. This is a two infinitive. We change this one into to walk. He is too weak to walk. We don't know whether he walked or he can walk or he cannot walk. He is too weak to walk, that's all. It's too infinitive. That means not finished, unfinished. Infinitive means never ending. Infinitive means never ending and never starting, whatever you want to say. George is too weak to walk. So this is a to infinitive. To plus verb in the first V1 form. It is to infinitive. Next one. Happened. Okay. So, complex sentence. Now, complex sentence. Now, here, how are we going to write in a complex form? Complex form means you have two subjects and two verbs. So, the same thing, let us take the two sentences. George is very weak. Full stop. He cannot walk. So, these are two sentences. Now you are joining these two sentences. Now you are joining these two sentences. First thing is you have to remove this full stop. This is removed. Number one. This is removed. George is very weak. So instead of very, we are removing very. Okay. And you are putting so. We are using so. George is so weak. So removing, red is removed and green is you put there. Okay, we'll put some other color here. George is so weak. So pink. Added color is pink. Removed color is red. George is so weak. And you remove full stop. And you put that. That, remove capital letter. And just put small letter. That's it. So George is so weak that he cannot walk. That's it. So this is the way. Here also in the same way. Here also in the same way. We are going to see. So George, one subject, is the verb. He, another subject. Walk, another verb. So you can see here, two subjects and two verbs are there. And that is used. That is a subordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunction. So this is a complex sentence because you are using subordinating conjunction. Now, what are subordinating conjunctions and what are coordinating conjunctions? Now, I'll give you some idea regarding subordinating conjunctions and coordinating conjunctions. Okay. Conjunctions are of two types. Conjunctions are of two types. Okay. Coordinating conjunctions and then subordinating conjunctions. Now, what are coordinating conjunctions and what are subordinating conjunctions? Okay. Subordinating conjunctions are all the other conjunctions. All the other conjunctions. All the other conjunctions other than fanboys. Fanboys is brackets. Other than fanboys. Now, what are these fanboys? Now, coordinating conjunctions are all the conjunctions which are there in fanboys. These are fanboys and those are non-fanboys. You can say just in one word, non-fanboys. And these are fanboys. Now, what are these fanboys? And what are these non-fanboys? Okay, now let us see. Fanboys are 7. F, A, N, B, O, Y, and S. Fanboys. Now let us see. F stands for fur. And nor. Remember these things. It's very easy to identify. Fan, fur, and nor. Then but. Or yet. Okay, and then so. So these are the 7 words. These are the 7 words. If you use these 7 words, fanboys, that means they are coordinating conjunctions. When you use these fanboys, that means you are making compound sentences. That's it. For and nor, but, or, yet, so. The first letter F, A, N, B, O, Y, S. Fan and boys. Fanboys. For and nor, but, or, yet, so. So, if you use these 7 words, it becomes compound sentence. Otherwise, all the other sentences, other words, all the other words, when you use them, then it will be complex sentences. Right. So remember these words, that's enough. So when you join 2 sentences using these conjunctions, fanboys, it will be compound sentence. So like that. Okay, now here. Now let us take the original sentences here. Original sentence is George George is very weak. Full stop. George cannot walk. Now, these 2 sentences, what we are doing is, in simple sentence, we will remove this. Okay. Now, how to join these 2 sentences? I am showing you in our style. Okay. Many people will not be ready to learn. We are least bothered. They just want to pass OET, that's all. They don't want to learn anything. And they'll stumble, they'll crumble, and they'll cry and they panic. And after 4 or 5 attempts, they'll get somehow, okay, eye damaged, okay, death escaped, and they go as a half defeated warrior, okay, after 4 or 5 times. Because unless and until grammar is the glamour of language. So if you don't know these things, it will be very difficult. So how are you going to write? Now, what you are supposed to do is, I'm just showing you the review style. George is. Now, what you will do is remove very, and you write it 2. George is too weak. Finished. Then you will remove full stop and remove George Okay, and remove cannot, and just put to, finish. George is too weak to walk. That's all. So simple as that. So simple as that. So these are, okay, George is very weak. He cannot walk. Yeah, the cause and effect here. The cause and effect. First one is cause, second one is effect. So negative cause, negative effect. Very weak. Weak is negative. Negative cause and negative. Okay. So such sentences you can use this one. Then next one. So this help the candidates. Fine. Next one. Let us see this sentence. Okay. Again. Yeah. Now the same sentences we'll put here. George is very weak. George cannot walk. Now the same sentences we are using, and we are using the review style. George is, just remove very and put so weak and use the conjunction that. Remove George because second time you cannot use the name. So he cannot walk. George is so weak that he cannot walk. So simple as that. Same sentences I have taken. There is no doubt. In front of you, I have changed. In front of you, I have changed. Now, let us take, yeah, this is, okay, compound sentence. Compound sentence. Then again, we'll write, George is very weak. George cannot walk. So the same sentences we have taken. So here what we'll do is we'll not change anything. Okay, in the review style. We will not change anything. Just remove full stop. Sorry. Just remove full stop and use and remove George and say he cannot walk. George is very weak and therefore he cannot walk. Or and, okay, therefore he cannot walk. Or just and he cannot walk. Enough. So George is very weak and he cannot walk. Cause and effect, therefore. Okay. Right. So these are the styles how you can write when you get the sentence. Okay. These are the styles when you get two sentences and you are writing these sentences. Yeah. No, very is a different style. To is a conjunct, this is one style of writing. To and so that not. So that. To go together. So that go together. That's all. Okay. You cannot write a very to. He's very big to walk. No, it doesn't sound fine. Okay. To is a to infinitive. To goes with to infinitive. So goes with that clause. No, you cannot change. Yeah. In the simple sentence, you have to change very to to. Yes. To means so means very, all are same. So here, to is one style. So that is another style. And is another style. So in simple, you use to, and in complex, you use so that, and in compound, you use and. That's all. That is, not fanboys. And is fanboys. So compound sentence, you are using and. Complex sentence, you are not using fanboys. That's all. Complex sentences, you are not using fanboys. So now my question is the concept clear? Is the concept clear? So you can write, you can take two sentences like this, okay, right? Okay, then you can write and keep them. I will give you two examples. I'll give you two examples. If the concept is clear, then you can write yes, sir, yes. Otherwise, you can just say no. Yeah. Yeah. So now my sentence, I'm going to give you one sentence now. So you understood what it is. So simple sentence means only one subject will be there. So this is one subject and this is one verb. Complex sentence is one subject, one verb, and second subject, second verb. And in compound sentence also one subject, one verb, and second subject, second verb. But in complex, what is the difference between complex and compound? Compound has some coordinating conjunction, fanboys, and complex sentence doesn't have a coordinating conjunction, but it has a subordinating conjunction that is non-fanboys. So I hope you understood very clearly. So now I am going to give you an example for practice. An example for practice. He, okay, what's the name? Mr. Lincoln is a very 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 much compliant, very much non-compliant. These styles maybe you have not seen so far. Mr. Lincoln is very much non-compliant. Mr. Lincoln does not take medications regularly. He is non-compliant, so he does not take medications regularly. So that is the sentence which you can use in OET writing. Just very and remember that very. To so that and. Yes. One person has written the answer. Right, simple, complex, all three different, no problem. Write down, go on writing, go on writing. Mr. Lincoln is very much non-compliant. Mr. Lincoln does not take medications regularly. Yes. Yeah. So, just so simple as that one now. Now let us see here. Mr. Lincoln is so much non-compliant. Sorry. Too much non-compliant to take medications regularly. That's it. So you're using two. That's all. Just use two. Mr. Lincoln is taking too much. He is too much non-compliant to take medications like that. Next one. Mr. Lincoln is so much non-compliant that he cannot take medications regularly. That's it. So that. This is also called as so that not. Next one. Mr. Lincoln is very much non-compliant and he cannot take medications regularly. So, these are three different ways of writing, just using and. just using and. Mr. Lincoln is very much non-compliant and he cannot take medications regularly. Okay, and therefore you can put here if you want. Therefore means, therefore also you can put. Okay, this also you can put if you want. So therefore means equal to so. Right. So this is the way you can write. This is the way you can write this in. To so that and therefore, or to so that and. So simple sentence. First one is simple sentence. Second one is complex sentence, and third one is compound sentence. Now I'll give you another example. Okay. He. Okay. What's the name? Let us take. Mr. Mr. What's his name? Henry is very. Mr. Henry is very helpless, lonely. Mr. Henry is very lonely. He cannot. He cannot. He cannot enjoy life. He cannot enjoy life. Okay. So, Mr. Henry is very lonely. He cannot enjoy life. So these are the things you can see. How you can use the same things. Just once again, I am going to show you. So, first one, ordinary sentence, simple sentence. Mr. Henry, so now let us see here. Is remove very and add too lonely. Remove the full stop. Okay. He cannot. Then two. Mr. Henry is too lonely to enjoy life. So simple as that. Okay. Next one. Mr. Henry is so lonely. Remove this. That. So remove capital letter and put small letter. Mr. Henry is so lonely that he cannot enjoy life. And compound sentence. Mr. Henry is very lonely and sorry. And he cannot enjoy life. Mr. Henry is very lonely and he cannot enjoy life. So simple as that. So how you are joining two different sentences into one particular sentence? How many of you are serious? Tell me, because I'm going to schedule such sessions for you. If you are serious, I'll invite you for these things. If you are serious, I'll invite you for such lessons. Okay. Right. So if you are serious, say yes. Like this, there are many sessions. Yes. If you are not interested, just say no. Right. So this is right. Okay. Now, for example, there are some patients. Okay. Let us take the patient's name. Yeah. Review, close. Next, another example. One patient, Mrs. Margaret, is very poor. She cannot buy the medications. She cannot purchase the medications. Come on. All of you write and keep it, then I will count. Don't submit, okay? All of you write and keep your answers. Right? Write and keep your answers. So then when I tell countdown, okay? Okay. So you can write and submit. Now I'll be asking one by one. Okay. So let me ask. Oh. Yeah. Is this? Right. Not this one. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Yes. Now let's start. Difficult one is the first one. Okay, difficult one is the first one. So all of you can practice this example, and now I'll be calling one by one. Okay, to answer these points. Okay, first one. Yeah, let me ask Bipana Shah. Hello, Bipana. Can you unmute?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you happy to participate?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Now you have to tell me what I should do. These are ordinary sentences. First one is I want ordinary sentence, so they are ordinary sentences. Okay, that is ordinary sentences. Second one is simple sentence. So we want to make it simple sentence, so you have to help me. And next one is complex sentence, CX, complex sentence. Then the next one is CD, means compound sentence. I cannot because all are S, na? So that's why I put like this one. So simple, complex, compound. So first one, who are there? Yeah. Bipana will deal with the simple sentence. Meera Manoj will deal with the complex sentence. And Dr. Imran Rashid will deal with the compound sentence. Yeah. Yeah, Bipana, tell me what I should do. You tell me. I will not do anything. If it is right or wrong, I'll do whatever you say.
Okay. Mrs. Margaret is too poor to purchase
So what should
the
I do now? You have to tell me. I am an LKG student. I don't know anything. You have to tell me. You are my teacher. You have to teach me. I don't know how. That's why I put in front of you. No, I have 3 teachers to teach 3 different sentences now. Come on, tell me what I should do. I should delete Mrs. Margaret here.
Mrs. Margaret is too poor.
So I should delete all these things.
No, Mrs. Margaret will be there.
Okay, Mrs. Margaret will be there. Okay, I should not touch Mrs. Margaret. Okay, then
Yeah.
I should remove is.
No,
I'll
is will be
is.
there. Very, we have to remove the very.
So is what should I do? Shall I keep
Is
it?
will be there.
Okay.
Mrs. Margaret is too
Yeah,
poor.
you are very confident now. Is
Too poor.
okay. Mrs. Margaret is too poor. Then
And full, there won't be the full stop.
there won't be a full stop, so remove it.
Yeah. Is too poor.
Then
Then
I should remove this capital letter and put small letter, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I put small letter. Then
Mrs. Margaret is too poor to purchase the medications.
so
We
what
don't
about
need the
this
C.
she?
C is not needed.
So not needed. Okay, so I can remove this she. Okay, then
Cannot is we can remove cannot also.
we cannot remove also, cannot. Okay, next, finished? Yeah. Is it finished?
Yeah, no, 2 will be here. We have to
Where?
put 2 after
Before
after
medications?
No, Mrs. Margaret
Ah.
is too poor to purchase the medications.
Okay, okay. To purchase. Okay, thank you, teacher. Thank you very much. You
I'm
have
not
done very
teacher.
good job. Mrs. Margaret is too poor to purchase the medications. Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Next is Meera Manoj. So we have another new teacher now to teach us complex sentence. Hello, Meera Manoj. Can you unmute, please? Hello. Meera Manoj. Okay, Meera Manoj is busy. So who else is there? Anybody? Anybody else?
I think.
Yeah, Dr.
I can tell.
Imran Rashid. Yeah. So
Mrs. Margaret.
you are going to tell the last one.
Both.
Compound sentence.
I will tell this
not
also. No problem.
complex.
This also.
No, not complex. Complex will give somebody else. Yeah. You tell me. What I should do? I should remove very, right?
Which one is this one? Second one or third one?
Third one.
Mrs. Margaret is very poor. Then remove the full stop. And she cannot
full
purchase.
stop.
Remove the full stop. And put and. She cannot purchase medication. Right?
So everything is correct now, correct? Very good. Very good. Anything else is there or no? One more modification is there. One more modification is required. Yeah, who is that? Yes, Stella Maris.
See, S will be small.
Yeah, S will be small letter. Very good, very good.
Yeah,
So Dr. Imran, yeah, she cannot purchase the medication. So that is what it is. We miss some things. It is very important. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Next. Next one is Agatha. Agatha.
Sir.
Yeah, Agatha. Second one you have to tell me.
Yes, Mrs. Margaret is so poor.
Mrs. Margaret is so poor. So what I should do? That you don't tell, no? You tell me what I should do.
Remove the very.
Okay,
Remove the very.
very. Okay. Yeah, very removed.
Yeah. Okay. And the comma should be out.
Okay.
She's so poor.
I removed very poor and the comma. Where is comma? First of all, there is no comma.
Yes, Mrs. Margaret is so poor, comma.
Okay, so poor. Okay. So poor.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
To purchase
Margaret
medication.
is so poor, comma. So comma.
Yes, sir.
Okay, comma should come, right?
Yes, sir. After the to purchase her medication.
So poor that. So poor.
Yes, sir. That she cannot purchase her medication.
That
she's so poor that she
so
cannot
poor,
purchase her medication.
That she cannot purchase the medications. Is there are two mistakes still?
Yes.
Three mistakes are there.
Wow.
Two mistakes are there.
No,
and you made another mistake.
Out, sir. The full stop should be out, sir. The full stop and the comma should be out. Then the she should be in small letter.
Should also be out. Okay, that.
Yes, sir. Then the she should be in small letter.
Okay, Mrs. Margaret is so poor that she cannot purchase the medications. Very good. Right.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So this is, so for example, there are poor people, they don't have money, then what they will do? Okay, they are on public charity. Some people are there in refugee centers also. Then what you will do? Okay, they depend on free charity or something like that. Then how can they purchase medication? Because they don't have money in the first place. So that's it. So this type, everyone understood? Understood. Now say yes or no. If it is understood, I'll go to another style. Fast, 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 fast. I don't have time. Yeah. So now we'll go to another one. Okay. Now the same thing is, same sentence I will take. Same sentences I will take. George is very weak, but George can walk. Okay. Or George is not very weak, but George cannot walk. Opposites. This is negative, this is negative. But one is negative, one is positive. Like that sentences we are going to take. These are double negative or double positive sentences. But now we are going to see contrasting sentences. Contrasting. Okay. Contrasting sentences. Yeah. Now let us see. George is very weak. He can walk. Now you can understand I remove not from the second sentence. Or we can say George is not very weak. George is not very weak. It means he's strong, but he cannot walk still. But he still cannot walk. So these are called contrasting sentences. Here both are plus, both are minus, negative sentence. Negative sentence. And this is also negative sentence. You can see George is very weak, negative sentence. George cannot walk, negative sentence. But here, okay, here what you have, you can see the difference here. This is, first one is George is very weak. George is very weak. This is negative sentence. And George can walk. This is positive sentence. This is positive. So when positive and negative sentences are there, how can you write? I'm going to teach you. Okay. I'm going to teach you. Positive and negative sentences are there. How you are going to write? Come on, now you join these sentences. I'm giving you time. Okay. Now write your own sentences. Try to join these two sentences in how many styles you know. You can join. I'm giving you 3 minutes. Join the two sentences. Imran Rashid, you are too hurry. You are wrong. Check it out. Though George is very weak, he can walk. Dipana. Despite weakness, George can walk. Yeah, Mira, you have written this sentence before also. Yeah, despite weakness, George cannot walk there. But here, despite weakness, George can walk. You have written. Okay, this sentence is correct. Despite of being weak. When you use a despite, you will not use of, Sravanti, because despite is equal to in spite of. In despite only, there are 3 words, in spite of. Yeah. So 3 minutes more. I'll give you 3 more minutes. Some students are busy at work, so no need to worry. You can even watch. If you are not able to attend, no problem. You can watch, no hurry. If you are available, you can complete. Okay, very good. Now, okay. Right now, I'm going to ask you what type of you want good combinations. Okay. You want a good or better or the best? Which one you want? Good or better or best? Do you want good or better or best? Come on, first. So based on that one, I'll give you the sentence styles now. Now let us see. We are going to join these sentences. Okay. So George is very weak. George can walk. How is that possible? That is the question. George is very weak. He cannot walk means okay, understandable, reasonable. But George is very weak. He can walk. How is that possible? How is that possible? George, you say George is very weak. And how can he walk if he is very weak? So that's the question. This is contrast. This is unbelievable. That is acceptable. This is unbelievable. So try to understand. So when there are unbelievable situations, you use these things. I went to the market, but I did not buy anything. How is that possible? You went to the market, then for what did you go to the market? Huh? But for what did you go to the market? So like that. Right. Now remember these things. This is number 1. Control C. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Suppose let us think like that. How many styles we can change? So here, the first one. Okay, George is very weak. George can walk. So here what we are doing is, we are using the structure in spite of. In spite of. We are using the structure in spite of. In spite of. Okay. Now what we can do is, now this sentence, what we are doing is, see what I am doing carefully. What I am doing very carefully, you see. This one, I am removing from here and putting here. Okay. I am removing from here and I am putting here. And then what I am doing here is removing this full stop and placing in spite of. Removing the second time George and putting his. Removing is very and placing weakness. George can walk in spite of his weakness. So here only one subject is there, only one verb is there. Okay. Only one subject is there and only one verb is there. So the same thing, George can walk in spite of his weakness. That is one style. Now the same thing here. This is in between. In spite of is in the middle. But the same thing, you can stress on in spite of. in spite of, remove this one all. In spite of his, okay. Same thing, only the things are brought forward, that's all. In spite of his weakness, remove full stop and put a comma. George can walk, finished. In spite of his weakness, George can walk. George is the main clause, so capital letter should be there. Okay, there only subject will be coming. Main subject, pronoun will come here. Okay. In spite of his weakness, George can walk. Or George can walk in spite of his weakness. Same thing. Only the thing is, George is very weak, brought backwards and put in spite of his weakness. Here, in spite of his weakness, as it is, okay, in spite of his weakness, comma, George can walk. So, I hope you understood there. Now again, this I am taking backwards and saying here, George can walk, okay, despite his weakness. So instead of in spite of, we used despite here. We used despite here, that's all, nothing else. Okay. So George became his and weak became weakness. So noun removed and put pronoun. Okay, adjective remove and put noun, weakness. That's it. George can walk despite his weakness. In the same way here, just to start with despite his weakness, comma, remove full stop. George can walk. Despite his weakness, George can walk. So in spite of and despite. So this is simple sentence. Simple sentence with in spite of in the middle. And this is simple sentence with in spite of in the beginning. One and the same, but when you put in spite of in the beginning, you'll put a comma in the middle. If you put in spite of in the middle, no need of comma. And despite of, this is a simple sentence using despite. Despite is equal to in spite of. So if you want to write despite, remove in spite of and write it despite, because despite is equal to in spite of. Remember that. Okay, despite is equal to in spite of. Despite his weakness, George can walk. That's it. So now here despite in the middle, no comma. So this full stop should be removed. So this is also simple sentence with despite in the middle. And this is simple sentence with despite in the beginning. Okay. Right? So, oh, sorry. See, I made a mistake. Despite, this is not necessary. Despite his weakness, George can walk. Right. So that is how. So next one. So do you understand what is simple sentence? 4 types of simple sentences. 4 types of simple sentences. 4 types of simple sentences. So this is the way how you can join the sentences using simple sentences. Now next, now this is complex sentence. I'm changing into complex. CX, complex. George is very weak. George can walk. So this one again, what I'll do is, I will take this backwards. Okay, George can walk, remove full stop, and here, okay, here you will write though. Here you will write though. Okay, that is one. Okay, first let me ask everyone. So simple sentences, despite and in spite of, understood? In spite of, number one, and despite, number two, understood. Oh, understood. Yes, sir. No, fast, fast, fast. Because I'm going to another set of sentences, complex. Those two are different, these are different. If you say understood, then I'll give you another one. Okay. So next, submit your answer, please. If you say no, then I'll get back to you. So George can walk, though instead of the, okay, sorry, though he not here. Okay. So remove full stop, then say though, and remove George and put he. Because only one time you can use George. George can walk, though he is very weak. George can walk, though he is very weak. Okay. Right. So George can walk, though he is very weak. Now here, what I'll do, that same thing is here. Though George is very weak, comma will come here. Remove full stop. And here second George will be removed. He can walk. Though George is very weak, he can walk. That's all. Though George is very weak, he can walk. So though George is very weak, he can walk. So this is complex sentence with though in the beginning. So you can see how many different styles. Okay. So though George is very weak, he can walk. So you are using though. This is complex sentence. Okay. So let me separate simple sentences from complex sentences. Now, though is done. So though is a one word. Okay. Though is one word. But now I am going to use compound word. So the compound word is like this. I'll take this back again. Here. And this is complex again. This is complex again. Yeah. So George can walk, remove full stop. Now here I'm not using though, I'm using although. Remove George. He. George can walk, although he is very weak. Instead of though, we are using although. That's all. Instead of though, we are using although. And then here in the next sentence, although George is very weak, here remove full stop, put comma, remove George and just put he. Although George is very weak, he can walk, that's all. Though in the beginning, although in the end, though in the middle, although in the middle. All are complex only. Next one. Next one is a different one. Okay. Right, now let us see here. Next one also complex. Next one also complex. Okay, then what is this? There it is though is one word. Here it is although. It is two. It is complex compound word. And now we are using double words. We are going to use another style. So here again we are taking this one forward. Actual original sentence will be like this only. This is the original style. George can walk. Remove full stop. And here you say even though. And remove George. And say he is very weak. George can walk even though he is very weak. Even though, two words. Though is one word in the middle. Although is one word in the middle. Even though, two words in the middle. And here though, one word in the beginning. Although, one compound word in the beginning. And here, yeah, two words in the beginning. Even though George is very weak, comma, remove George. Second time you cannot say George. Only one time you can use the name. That is awkward if you write two times in one sentence or one paragraph. Even though George is very weak, he can walk. Now this is complex. This is complex. Okay, this is complex. Yeah, all are formal. All are formal. Though, although, even though, all are formal. Yeah. So now let us see afterwards. I'll discuss all those things in a deeper session. The higher next level session, I'll tell you what are useful for. I'm just giving you all the different styles. Definitely, I'll explain you those things. Thank you. That was a good question. Fine, Mira. The next one is, so now the next question, complex sentences. Complex sentences. Did you understand or no? Though, although, even though. Though, although, even though. So, yeah, in the meantime, you just type. In the meantime, I'll show you. I'll take you to the father. Okay, though. 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 Though means despite the fact that. Though means despite the fact that. It's B1 vocabulary. Okay. It means despite the fact that. Means in spite of. Though means in spite of. In spite of means despite. Everything is same. Okay. As though. As though is also there. Many different styles will be there. Okay. Though. Then next one. So though is a conjunction. Though is a conjunction. If anything is informal, it will be written here informal. If it is purely formal, then it will be written formal. Means only formal. Okay. Only formal. If it is only informal, they will write here only informal. It is both formal and informal, then they will not write here anything. Okay. They will not write here anything. For example, let us take a recuperation. Recuperation. Let us take some word. This is noun. Okay, recuperation. Recuperate. Recuperate. So now let us say recommend. 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 Okay. Advice. Just checking. Advice. Then suggestion. Suggestion. Okay. Suggestion. So you see, these words are both formal and informal. Any way you can use. Any way you can use. These words, no formal, no informal. So that's why. Okay. Then rebellion. So now you can see rebellion. So this also is right. management. Management. So wherever nothing is there, formal, informal, okay, then you can use like that. For example, there is a word called guy. Guy. So informal. Guy. You cannot write in OET letter because it is informal. It's a good question asked by nurse. Okay, right. So guy is informal. This word you cannot write in OET letter. So Cambridge Dictionary is the best solution to know whether it is formal or informal. So if the word is informal, it will be written here informal. That's it. It will be written informal. That's it. That means this is only informal. That's very clear. Okay. For example, catalog. So now I'm giving you some words like this. Catalog. Catalog, here nothing is there. Catalog, nothing is there. So it is both formal and informal you can use. That's not a problem. For example, schedule. Schedule. Now this schedule is also formal and informal. Then for example, LIEUN. So these words will be there. This law word, specialized word. Okay. Why this is not there in the Cambridge Dictionary? Have I written it wrong spelling? I cannot. Let me check. Grandfather. If father is not giving a gift, no, you have to go to your grandfather. Then grandfather will help us. Okay. Grandfather. This is not that. Okay. LIEN. It's a different language. It's taken from different language. Okay. Learn the noun popularity. Okay. It's a leave period. Okay, officially granted when you want to go and work some other place. Okay. Fine. Official leave for leaving the parent organization to work in another organization. For a limited period, say 5 years. Okay. Right. So now let us see, go to the compound sentence. Compound sentence. Compound sentence. Compounds. Every day we will study, inshallah. Wonderful. Good decision. Time, please. Give me time. If you do not call me, how can I come to you? And every day come, I cannot tell you. Nah? Okay. So Somebody is messaging me, sir, we want class. So they should. Okay. George is very well, very weak. So this is compound sentence. Here, compound sentence, you cannot play like this, two types. Only one, because it will come only in the middle. You cannot change because they are coordinating sentences, not subordinate. George is very weak. Okay. But, so this one full stop remove. But, okay. But, remove George. He can walk. George is very weak, but he can walk. George is very weak, but he can walk. Then George is very weak, semicolon, semicolon, yet he can walk. George is very weak, yet he can walk. George is very weak, but he can walk. So these are the different styles. So many different styles you can write. So, sir, please, can you make it more clearer? What more clearer? Words or letters or my voice or my explanation? Okay. What clearer? Because can you be precise, Stella Maris? What exactly you want, Stella Maris? Yeah. So, did you realize the screen was blurred? Okay. The importance, okay, of variation. Okay, did you realize the importance of variation? Or I can ask you one thing. Did you understand everything which I have explained so far? Which I have explained so far? Yes or no? First. If anything you did not understand, so just say no. First. Yeah. So I will put this in the Telegram channel, don't worry, and I'll send you also. So these are the different varieties of writing. Okay, these are some varieties of writing. Next, I will teach you if conditionals. Do you want me to continue with the class, or do you want me to take another day? Because this will be too much grammar, no? Grammar will be too much. Today enough, sir. Okay. Today continue, or tomorrow? Defer for tomorrow or continue today? Oh, Dr. Imran Rashid is telling already enough for today. Yeah, tomorrow, please, tomorrow. Many people are saying tomorrow. Very good, very good. I also want that tomorrow. That's why I cannot say tomorrow, that I would put the blame on you. Okay. So I don't want to take the risk saying tomorrow. So I will take your chance. I have to play cleverly. So tomorrow, sir. Many people are saying tomorrow. Okay. Right. That's very clear. So now the question is, next question is, how beneficial is the session to you? How beneficial is the session to you? So 0%. So 0%. So 25%. Yeah, 50%, or 75%, or 100%, or 0.0000%. Your wish, whatever you want to write, you can write. And yeah, every day I'm going to take grammar sessions. Okay, I'll arrange night time for that. Okay. Right. So please now write Fire. Write your comments. Write your comments. Write in 1 or 2 sentences. Write in 1 or 2 sentences. Okay. Now what I will do is I'll give you an example. Then you have to write with despite. In spite, you have to write with a despite. You have to write with though. You have to write with although. You have to write with even though. You have to write with but. You have to write with yet. Okay. So I will give you an example now. One last example before while you are giving your comments, I'll give you last example. Okay. What is this? Opposites. Same sentences we'll take here. What is that? Mrs. Margaret is very poor. She can purchase the medications. So the same sentence. Mrs. Margaret. So you check how many answers will be correct afterwards. Review. Okay. Number 1, sentence number 1. Mrs. Margaret is very poor. She can purchase the medications because she is getting something, maybe because her brother is helping her, maybe. So that's why she can purchase. How come? Because her brother is helping. How come she has got a gift voucher? Something like that. So these two sentences. Now you have to join into how many sentences? Let us see. Number 1, in spite of. Number 2, in spite of. Number 3, despite. Number 4, despite. 5, though. 5, 6, though. 7, although. 8, although. 9, even though. 10, even though. 11, but. 12, yet. So, right, now let us see. You have to join these two sentences. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 with what? In spite of. Then next one, 3 and 4 with despite. 1 and 2 in spite of. Okay. 2 and 3 and 4 despite. And 5 and 6 though. 7 and 8. So clearly I am explaining you, okay? If you do not practice, definitely you cannot practice afterwards. Although. 9 and 10. 9 and 10. What is that? Even though. 11. But. 12. Yet. So these are the things. Okay. Come on. Yeah. Come on, write down the sentences. Be very careful, okay? This is tricky. First, in spite of, despite will be very tricky. And this is Mrs. Remember that. In spite of her poverty, Mrs. Margaret can purchase the medications. Mrs. Margaret can purchase the medications in spite of her poverty. Despite her poverty, Mrs. Margaret can purchase the medications. Mrs. Margaret can purchase the medications despite her poverty. Mrs. Margaret can purchase the medications though she is very poor. Though Mrs. Margaret is very poor, she can purchase the medications. The first one will have Mrs. Margaret, the second one will have she. The next one. Although Mrs. Margaret can purchase the medications. No, sorry. Although Mrs. Margaret is very poor, comma, she can purchase the medications. Come on, write down. Write down, write down. Yeah, in spite of being poor also is right. Agatha, who will put a full stop at the end of the sentence? Agatha.
Yes, sir.
Who will put the full stop? Your uncle or my uncle? Who will put the full stop at the end of the sentence?
Okay, sir.
Very good. Kareem, after comma, who will put comma? Agatha, why are you changing the words medications? You cannot change the words. If you change the words, it will be wrong. No? Without changing the meaning, you have to write the sentences. Tomorrow, I will teach you if conditional. 4 conditionals are there. If zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional. Stella Maris, in spite of I capital letter starting. Sravanti, despite being poor, Mrs. Margaret, correct. Agatha, correct. Meera Manoj, despite her poverty, Mrs. Margaret can purchase the medications, correct. Although Mrs. Margaret is poor, comma, space is needed, Kareem. Although Mrs. Margaret is poor, she can purchase medications, Sravanti, correct. Stella Maris, though T capital letter. Why are you not writing starting capital letter and ending full stop? Stella Maris, I will not correct your sentence. Go. In spite of being poor, Mrs. Margaret can purchase the medications. Sravanti, correct. If a capital letters full stops are not there, you rewrite, then only I'll correct. So Kareem, again, in spite 2 words. And where is the capital letter I, in spite? Then medication, full stop. Why, Kareem? Correct it. Okay, do that one. Yes, that's it. Very good. The next one, Imran Rashid. Although Mrs. Margaret is very poor, she can purchase the medication. Some people, mad people, they write although and but, though and but, both. Okay, although and yet, both are not needed. If although is there, it is complex sentence. But is there, it's compound sentence. Some people, crazy people, they don't understand. They just write, though he is clever, but he is like that. That's wrong. Then Sravanti. Stella Maris, no capital letter, despite her poverty. Stella Maris, correct it. Very good. Mrs. Margaret can purchase the medications, though she is very poor. In between, if a word is there, you need not put comma. Okay. Though comes in the beginning only, comma. Very good. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Yeah. Saranga, despite her poverty, comma, Saranga, despite her poverty, despite came in the beginning. So comma should be there, despite her poverty. Mrs. Margaret is very poor. Okay. Semicolon, yet she can purchase the medication. Semicolon. Okay. Or full stop, Y capital letter, yet she can purchase the medication. Mrs. Margaret is very poor, but after but no need comma. Okay, before but also no need comma. She can purchase the medications. Very good. Okay. Okay. Was it too much difficult? Was it too much difficult, or was it necessary in spite of difficulty? Was it necessary in spite of difficulty? So you can write either difficult or necessary. If it is difficult, you can leave it. If it is necessary, you can have it. You can comment afterwards. So with that, we are closing the session. So just write your comments. Your valuable comments, please. So I'll be asking one by one. Please unmute and share your experience in your own words. Okay. Right. First, starting with Dr. Imran Kirmani, Rashid Kirmani.
Okay,
Yes,
actually, this
yes,
is
sir.
yeah. Hello, good evening, everyone. Actually, this is my first class, so but it was very excellent. I mean, it's very knowledgeable. So I think it will help in exam very much. So I think we need more classes like this.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Agatha.
Sir.
Agatha. Agatha. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Danya.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, Agatha, share your experience. Share your experience.
The classes, it's very helpful, sir. At least it will help improve our writing.
Am I troubling you too much, or is this necessary? Trouble is too much necessary.
It is necessary, sir. 100%, sir.
Always trouble the trouble before it troubles you. Okay. So before Simon sir takes the classes, shut down your camera, shut down your what is that, internet. Okay. No, close down your WhatsApp, everything. Don't want Simon sir. Correct? Yeah. Agatha, correct, no?
Sir?
You heard my sentence. Because Simon sir is troubling. When Simon sir tells lecture, then immediately close WhatsApp, close everything, internet, everything. Correct? No need.
No, sir, it's just my network. My WhatsApp isn't active now.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Forget that. Then Danya. Hello, Danya. Danya is busy. Okay, Karim. Karim Khan.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, Danya. Share your experience.
Yes. facing sentence making difficulties. So this class really beneficial for me.
Okay. Why it is beneficial?
Two sentences.
What did you learn? Okay, I'll tell you. There are two different types of sentences. How can we join different type of sentences into one big sentence, taking the relationship between them? You understand now?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Karim Khan.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Karim Khan. This was what you asked, right?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. From long period of time, I'm just waiting for this class, sir.
Yes. Of course.
Thank you, sir. I also want this
Okay.
class to continue for 2 to 3 sessions to clear my all doubts, sir. It's definitely a good class, sir. 100%, sir.
So these sessions will be beneficial, and we can take, what you can do is you can take some sentences and you can separate those sentences and join them again. Then you can see, when you want to learn how to make a bicycle, what you have to do is you have to unbicycle it. That means you have to remove each and every part, then again you have to join every part, then you will become perfect. You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
Now take sentences, wherever but is there, take that sentence, take it to two pieces and take
Yes, sir.
separate sentences, then join again. Then you
Okay,
can
sir.
learn. Okay.
Definitely, sir.
Okay. So what are the benefits you got today?
Sir, I learned how to join two sentences and make a simple, complex, and compound sentences. How to arrange sentences in the different form to get good score in the writing section, sir.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you so
Meera
much.
Manoj, next your turn.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sorry, classwork was clear and concise. And you were expressing what needs to be said without unnecessary words. It was very good class. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, Saranga.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Saranga. Share your experience.
Actually, these connectors and these words clear my doubts, and this is more beneficial to me for improve my knowledge. And I think this will help me for better writing, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Stella Maris. Yeah.
Good evening.
I think you have a problem with your network. No worries. Next, Vignan Jyoti. Hello, Vignan.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening. Yeah, share
Good
your
evening.
experience.
I learned how to build a complex sentence, and the class was beneficial, sir. More such classes will help me to write a qualitative letter. And I thanks for working out on this particular qualitative sentences, sir, and beautiful phrases. And I want you to teach vocabulary each day, sir.
Yeah, sure. Very good. Thank you very much. I'll definitely remind me. Okay, what type of vocabulary you want to learn, those things. What is your query? Then definitely I will do that one. Yeah. Then next one. Okay. So you made my day, Karim Khan, not make my day. You made my day, past tense. Okay. Make my day means it will never happen. It will only in the future. You made my day, finished, no? So made my day is the idiom. You made my day. Okay, very good. The point is, next session will be conditionals. Tomorrow's session will be conditionals. Okay, conditionals. What conditionals? Zero conditional, then first conditional, then second conditional, then third conditional. Okay, first, second, third conditional. So zero conditional means it's evergreen condition. First conditional is present, second conditional is past, third conditional is past perfect. Zero conditional is evergreen, means forever. Always the truth. Zero conditional is always the truth. Okay, zero conditional is always the truth. That's it. That means always the truth. I'm giving you just an example. If you heat water, it evaporates. If you heat water, it evaporates. That's all. So always you have to use simple present tense. Okay. So both simple present tense. And here it is present. Okay. Present model. Present plus model. Present plus model. Okay. Will. Present plus model will. Will is the model here. So tomorrow I'll teach you. If you come, I will help you. That is it. If you come, I will help you. Then here it is the past. Past simple is equal to modal would. If he came, I would help him. If he came, I would help him. Past tense. Okay. Past tense. But he did not come, so I did not help. That is the meaning. This is negative. Negative. Okay. If he helped me, I would remember him. So he did not help me, I will not remember him. That's all. Okay. So next one. This is past perfect. Past perfect. And the second one will be modal plus modal would have. Modal would plus have. If he had come to me, I would have done it. If he had helped me, I would have remembered him. Would plus have. So this is, if you freeze water, it becomes ice. If you freeze water, it becomes ice. Here also simple present, here also simple present. No modal. Here forever, no modal. No modal verb. No, not M-O-D-E-L, it is M-O-D-A-L, modal verb. What are modal verbs? Now another topic. You have to learn all these things. What to do? I said class is finished, but still I am telling what I am going to teach tomorrow. Modal verbs. Modal verbs. Learn them before coming tomorrow. Can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, dare, need. So these are the words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, dare, need. So these are called modal verbs. Okay, majority will be used for, okay, need. So now these are called modals. Okay, will, would. Okay, so first one, if you heat ice, okay, it melts. If you freeze water, it becomes ice. Okay, if you freeze water, freeze is simple present tense, becomes is simple present tense. Both are present tense. So no modal. So first conditional is, if you help me, I will remember you. Present and will. Present and will. If you help me now, I will remember. Okay, like that. If you help me, I will remember, like that. Then next, if you help me, I would remember you. You did not help me, I did not remember. That is the negative connotation. Then third one is, that is past tense. If you had helped me, past perfect, and this is future, I would have helped you. Okay. So I would have helped you. So this is the way modals will be there. Tomorrow I will explain. That's the end of the session. Have a nice day. So just before leaving, okay, write 1 or 2 comments so that others can be encouraged. Write your comments to encourage or make others to come to the sessions. Write your comments to motivate others. I don't need, sorry, don't think that I need them. To motivate others, because there are some people who are always sleeping. So to motivate them, write your comments. Okay, fine. Video is already uploaded, Karim. Okay. Select all, copy, ended.